What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gameball with your host, Matson Montilla. And as you guys can tell, we got an in-person interview. We have Brevin Galloway, just transferred to Clemson to play his final year of college basketball. How you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be a Tiger.
Yeah, there you have it. There you have it for sure. I mean, hey, you're a vet, man. You've been in 7 years. Like
7 long years.
Can you believe that?
Actually, no, man. I mean, it's wild because after the ACC tournament, I thought it was over with for me, and then got on Twitter, saw a tweet, said I might have no eligibility if I had like medical documentation. I was like, I got that documentation, so I was ready to do it. So happy to be a Clemson Tiger for my last year.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I remember I was reading about it. You found out, like you said on Twitter, that you had a seventh year. Coach Grant didn't know you got a seventh year. He was like, "Now you're lying."
Yeah.
So you obviously came to Clemson. You transferred here. You're from Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it mean to like play your final year at Clemson?
It's gonna mean a lot because throughout my years I've had injuries, 2 season-ending injuries, and to be finally healthy in the best shape of my life for my last year is I feel like I'm gonna have my best year of basketball, and to be able to do it in the Clemson Tiger uniform is gonna be crazy because obviously my family's gonna be here, but like all my friends, everybody that I grew up with is gonna be here, so it's gonna be special.
Yeah. So obviously I'm wearing the shirt. This is great.
Yes,
that's a motto for Clemson basketball. But Coach Grant he was assistant under Coach Burnell. And he was a branch off of Burnell. So you were kind of under that system for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that would make the transition easier since you were coached under someone that was from that coaching tree?
Definitely. From the questions that I've asked a lot of the team, like PJ and Hunter Tyson, they kind of have similar philosophies and how they teach and how they approach the game, similar practice time, similar drills, similar like conditioning, stuff like that. So it's pretty much like mirrored. So I kind of know what to expect. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different because obviously it's going to be a different voice. But in terms of what to expect, I think I have a good understanding of it.
Yeah, definitely. So if anyone's watched a game of yours, they can tell you do 2 things in the game. You shoot threes, and you play defense. I mean, I was looking up some stats. 73% of your shots at Boston College were from behind the arc.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So, a lot of that happened because like I was hurt. Like I had surgery in December. I had multiple like steroid shots throughout the year. So it was just like shooting threes was the only thing I could really do because I couldn't get to the basket. I couldn't jump. So I had to settle a lot. But
I mean, hey, shooting a 3, that's not a bad thing to have coming in Clemson. I mean, Clemson needs some 3-point shooters. So how do you think your 3-and-D mentality works perfectly with what Clemson has?
I'm excited just because obviously I feel like I can shoot the ball at a very high level and I can defend at a very high level. So to be able to do that this year is going to be big. I think I'll be able to fit in just honestly really well just because of what I can do. Like I can shoot, I can dribble, I can make plays for others, and I can defend at a high level. So I think that I don't think I have a problem fitting in.
Definitely. That's obviously great to hear for Clemson fans right there. So it is your final year, as I mentioned, and again, you are from Anderson. It's kind of great to play for Clemson for once, but it's almost like a full circle moment. You're playing your last year. You didn't know you were going to be able to play, and all of a sudden you get blessed with going to Clemson. So how does that like kind of represent your journey?
Honestly, it's just kind of just a testimony to just keep going. Like I felt like I could have given up multiple times in my career. I tore my ACL, then I tore my meniscus this past season. So obviously, after the Notre Dame game was December 3rd, and I was just like, I told my girlfriend like I'm quitting, like I'm done, like I'm tired of being hurt, tired of dealing with it. And if I stop, I wouldn't be here where I am today. So I think that's just the biggest thing is just don't quit whenever things get tough or times get hard because I feel like if you get to the other side, it can be beautiful.
Definitely. You mentioned it. You said that your girlfriend kind of helped you say, you know what, don't quit. You did have, multiple injuries. And that's something that kind of stuck out to me when I was reading about things that, she was kind of your rock through it all. But how has she helped you, like, be able to realize, like, hey, you know what, I can keep going when times get rough?
Just not letting me just be a little baby. Like, anytime I feel down or I started feeling sorry for myself, she would be like, you got into this. Like, this is what comes with it. Like, you want to be a pro, like, act like it. And that type of stuff is just motivating. Like obviously hearing your special someone I love dearly say that to me, like it obviously like sparks a little fire in me and it kind of gets me motivated. So hearing her kind of be like the motivating factor to me, kind of like keeping me on my toes, like making sure I'm on top of things is very helpful.
So again, going back to the health thing, this is probably, at least from what I've been hearing, what I've read, probably the most healthy you've been in a while. Right, I think you posted on Snapchat like you dunked for the first time like 2 years the other day, which is crazy to see. You're an athlete, you play basketball. But How important do you think that is to be able to put together, I mean, hopefully your best year yet?
I think it's crucial. My health is obviously the number one priority right now, and I think I've learned from my mistakes. My year in Charleston, when I got hurt, I was playing at like 240. Like I was way overweight. Right now, I'm at 198. So, like, it's a world of difference in terms of when I'm moving out there now. I don't have to really worry about being heavy or having that body or having that extra weight. So, obviously going into this year, like I feel like I said, I learned from my mistakes, so I kind of know how to prepare myself. And obviously, me playing in the ACC last year, I know what to expect. I know how hard the schedule can be and how strenuous it can be. So. I pretty much like I'm ready for it, so I feel like it's gonna be my best year.
Definitely. I mean, hey, I guess you cut out everything but Bojangles out of your diet.
Yeah.
Just now to stop that weight.
Everything but Bojangles.
Everything but Bojangles. So your commitment, I guess, when you decided to transfer, came down to two teams.
Right.
You announced it's Clemson or South Carolina. I think a lot of people would ask you like, oh, why are those the two teams, or
Right.
why'd you choose Clemson? But my question is like, were you even ever considering South Carolina?
South Carolina. New coach, Eddie Shannon was one of the assistants. He's a great person. I was able to talk to him for a couple of days, and he just seemed like a good, genuine dude. So it was hard. Like I had to text him and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a Tiger," and obviously they're rival schools, so obviously we're gonna see them. And so it's kind of like, but I knew I put myself in that position. I have to make that tough decision, but like I wasn't gonna be happy if I went to South Carolina. Like my heart and my head are in Clemson, South Carolina. So I want to be in the orange and purple bad.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the top two came out, I was thinking to myself, oh, he's already done Clemson.
Yeah.
Like, you can't knock
My
Clemson.
brother went here. Obviously, I came to a whole bunch of games, so it's just like, yeah, man, I kind of knew that being a Tiger was just where I was headed.
Exactly. So, growing up, let's go back to all that. Coming up, your dad played at Lander for basketball. Your mom went to Georgia, played volleyball, but also was a great athlete, a great basketball player in high school. And then obviously your younger brother, he played football now, but he was playing basketball then too. So did that kind of motivate you to say like, I want to play basketball too? Since you're from a place that isn't very basketball rich community.
It's not. It's not at all. It's like rare. Like I don't even know who else has made it out other than me and my brother in terms of it's wild to say that, but like that's the truth. But yeah, I think the biggest thing was just kind of we grew up around sports. Like obviously since 3 or 4 years old, it was just instilled in us at a young age to just be athletes. That's what my mom let us do. Like she wouldn't let us drink soda, play video games, nothing like those. Go outside and play. So that's all we had to do growing up.
Oh, you say you can't play video games. You just posted about
Fortnite.
Yeah, so come on. I don't know what you're talking about with all that.
What else? I'm my own man now. I'm not an 11-year-old kid, so my mom ain't got to say no word.
Playing Fortnite and Bojangles. Your mom's not gonna be happy.
Not gonna be happy.
So in high school, you went to TL Hanna for the first couple of years, and then some stuff happened. You decided to transfer to Seneca, gave you a better opportunity. Did you only go to Seneca for 1 year? Like
Yeah, I only went to Seneca 1 year. Yeah.
Okay, and so you said it was almost one of the best years that you've had. Like, how important do you think going to Seneca was to help you become a better basketball player, but figure things out?
Yeah, the Seneca exchange was just to like kind of play more competitive basketball. The head coach at Seneca put us in more summer camps. And so that way we were able to play better teams across the state. We obviously went to bigger tournaments. So I kind of wanted to experience that for my last year, kind of get a taste of like high level high school basketball, but not like the elite level of high school basketball, but just like high levels of it though.
How important was it that you went to Seneca and you knew, obviously your brother came with you, but Xavier Barrymore was there too. I think you had a pretty good relationship with him beforehand. So how important was it being able to go with somebody now?
Definitely, because I played AAU with him. And obviously playing that last high school year together was special. It was a lot of fun. Just because obviously I knew him growing up, we played together. I've known him since I was probably like 12 or 13 years old. So to go finish it with him was special.
Yeah, definitely. And so I checked my notes right there because I remember reading something, seeing something about basketball. It was about your brother, and someone asked you like, "What's your earliest memory of playing basketball with him?" And you said it was being blocked by it. I don't know why you would say that. Why would you say that's your earliest memory?
Well, he hit me on the side of my head. So that's really why I remember everything.
Well, if you don't mind me saying this, like, I don't care if that is how bad it was. So you can't just say to the public, yeah, by the way, my brother blocked the crap out of me.
He blocked the crap out of me, but like it was a dirty foul. I don't think I elaborated on that part. I didn't want to harness his name or tarnish his name, sorry. But yeah, man, he hit me on the side of my head really bad, and it just ended up being a fight.
And now you're trying to get back the audience, come on, not that bad. But another cool thing I saw was, your first car didn't have an aux, didn't have Bluetooth, so you had to get a CDs. So you and your brother used to download music on the CDs. You had like what 15, 20 songs on the CD. So did it mean did each song like mean more to you in a way? Did it stick with you more through that?
Definitely, because I mean we played the same 5, 6 songs going to school every morning and on the way home after school. So I mean those songs whenever I hear them now definitely just like a throwback. It's just like wow, like I remember driving the Tito Hammer like with my little brother in the passenger seat, like going to Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King for breakfast. Like those days flash back and it's just wild because those memories are so vivid.
Do you remember any of the artists that were on there?
It was really just G Herbo.
Yeah,
G Herbo was it. It was just Welcome to Phase Land. That whole album. That was the only song. That was the only song we had on it.
I had a hunch it was gonna be just G Herbo. I remember that. So you have you love tattoos, obviously. You have a tattoo. I think it's Mario and Luigi.
Yep.
And it has
Never Leave My Brother.
Never Leave My Brother. Yep, exactly from G Herbo.
Yeah.
But do you think that's your most important tattoo you've had?
Definitely was my most important one because I feel like it was my most creative one. I feel like I wanted to incorporate me and my brother, but then I also wanted to kind of be cool and not like cringe and corny. So I was like, man, Mario, Luigi, and then G Herbo, you can't turn that down.
I mean, hey, you're Mario and Luigi, and you got Pennywise and Jason.
Everybody.
What's up with all that? And so now, going back to just the recruitment process out of high school, you weren't, I guess, you were kind of set on going to college in Charleston, and then they ran out of scholarships and you didn't know what to do. You were going to go to prep school, the Zep Jasper. And then all of a sudden, the scholarship came open, someone transferred. So take me through that whole process. So what's going through your mind?
Yeah, so that was honestly like similar to like any situation I've been in, particularly like when I transferred to Boston College, when I transferred to Clemson, like, it's kind of just up in the air about like where I was going to be. And then last minute, a scholarship opened up because Kenny Berry transferred. He ended up transferring from College Charleston to Florida. And I was able to walk on in a red shirt. So I was really excited about that, just to be able to be on campus and not up north. Because I think Zep ended up going to Boston and being in prep school up there. And I was like, I'm happy I didn't take that route.
You ended up not having to go to prep school, but then Zep Jasper, he ended up going to prep school. What was his reaction when you told him like, hey, I'm not coming with you anymore?
Honestly, I can't even remember. I want to say that he was originally like upset, but at the same time though, like knowing Zep and the way he is, Zep just likes adventure. So him going up to Boston on his own was probably even more fun than having me up there with him because he just got to kind of just do what he wanted to do. Just because I know how he is and he's just wild like that. So, but no, I mean, he didn't have any like hard feelings. He was never like upset or disappointed about it. He was just like, this is how it worked out.
So you ended up going to College Charleston and redshirting your first year, not playing. I'm sure that's hard on anyone to like go from being the guy to not seeing the court. So did that make you almost want to be in prep school so you could play?
No, because Zeb actually told me about those experiences. I'm so happy I was in school that year because he said it was a living hell up there. So I was like, yeah, I'm glad I was not experienced to that.
Is there like a particular story that like made you?
A particular story, I can't remember. I just remember he said he was broke. And I was just like, yeah, that would not be fun.
Yeah, that's not
and obviously you're at prep school, Boston, no family around.
Yeah.
And you're at like a prep school. So it's just like, I just don't know if that's a fun. And you're broke, not having any money. Who knows what the living situation is like. So it's just like, nah, I'd rather be in Charleston in my 2-bedroom apartment, living good.
There you have it. So your second year, you were able to get some playing time. And ended up getting hurt, so I'm not playing much. I'm just gonna stop.
Right.
And in your third year, you became a full-time starter, started like almost every game. So, what was that like going from getting no playing time to now you're starting college basketball?
Right. So it's actually wild because my best friend to this day, actually, Jalen McManus, he got hurt like in early September. He ended up messing up his foot, so he just put me in the starting position, which ended up being a blessing for me, obviously, because I ended up having a decent year. But yeah, obviously I had to prepare for that really quick because I think it happened like, I can't remember. It might have been later than September. I think it might have been in practice. So like I had to pretty much prepare like, dang, I'm about to be a starter for a college basketball team like sometime soon. So I had to really get adjusted to that. Obviously like the older guys on the team pretty much were like, yeah, like we're depending on you now. Like you have to make sure that you're on top of your stuff. So pretty much just trying to get adjusted to it because obviously like you go from being a role player to a starter, it's a lot different. So
I mean, you did pretty well. I think you had like some pretty good numbers out there with with Grant Ryler and Jarrell Brantley in particular. Those two guys, NBA players. What was it like going out there and playing with them?
It was fun. I mean, honestly, just kind of most of the time I kind of just ran up and down the court and watched them just because the ball was in their hand constantly. But being able to observe, their mannerisms, how they reacted to certain things, and just kind of just how they carry themselves as individuals and players. Like obviously they aspire to be pro basketball players, which is what I do the same. And like just to kind of see them make their dream come true is beautiful.
Yeah. Someone I want to talk about in particular from this too is Jarrell. From what I've heard, obviously Jarrell is a great player. He's playing pro leagues now. I'm sure you talked to him a little bit. But something that kind of stuck out to me is you always said that, I don't remember the exact quote, but you're basically saying that if people knew half the story for Jarrell, I guess he faced a lot of adversity, like they'd be even more impressed about how much he overcame and what he's doing now. But what did he mean to you as like a mentor and a leader and make you realize that like you're more than just basketball in a way?
The biggest thing is he's just so family oriented and loving. Like I think that's the biggest thing I love about Jarrell is just like it's just constant, genuine interaction. Like I never have to worry about him being fake or weird. Like he's gonna be honest with me, he's gonna let me know how he feels. And I think that's the biggest thing I took from him is just be genuine, like be who you are and like who God called you to be. And I feel like that's just the biggest thing I took from him.
Definitely. Well, that's good to hear. Have that mentor. And how to say a little lyric right now, but we've been slept on for so long.
You talking about the song? Yeah. If you know the song, man, you definitely done your research.
I heard you're an inspiring rapper with a short look.
Yeah, man, I am actually. So I'm excited about that. I really need to get back in the studio. That hit was like whoa.
That was a while back.
That was 2018. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get back in the studio sometime soon. I'm gonna have to get back in the studio. Luckily, I know guys right here to have one, so I might end up dropping a single sometime soon.
So wait, do you have any songs now, or from back then you still have?
Nah, we only made like 3 songs. Like the songs that are on my SoundCloud were the only songs we made.
Okay, what's your SoundCloud?
I want to say it's Lil Brev.
Lil Brev.
I want to say it's Lil Brev. Yeah, I think that's it.
So is it just you doing solo, or are people hopping on the track with you, or what's up with that?
The one song we made was me, Jarrell, Cam Johnson, Jalen McManus, I believe. I think it was 4 of us. It was 4 of us on one track. And everything else was kind of just me and Jalen.
Okay. Cam Johnson on
Cam Johnson now is, or the one I was on my team, he's an assistant for the Spurs.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Either way. Yeah. So we have a rapper, a basketball player. You do it all. You do it all.
Everything.
You have it. So I guess now going to your 4th year, chronological order at Culture Charleston, you did pretty well. I mean, you had 11 points per game, particular 2.2 steals per game.
Yes, sir. They cheated me on a defensive player.
I was going to ask you about that. I saw that.
I was top 10 in the country, man. They cheated me, bro.
See, look, I know you said you got cheated, and I'm not saying you didn't get cheated, but like the other guy didn't do too bad, Nathan Knight. He
no, he didn't. But I was top 10 in the country though in steals. He wasn't top 10 in blocks.
I mean, but 2 blocks a game and a steal per game. That's pretty good.
But he's 7 foot.
So is your case?
If you're all I'm gonna say is if you blocking at 7 foot, you're supposed to be doing that. I think at least. I think that's just like okay, you got 2 blocks in there, he's supposed to do that. But in his defense though, I mean, by far one of the best players I've ever played against, like easily.
So like you think blocking someone's easier than getting a steal?
Yeah, easily.
Okay.
Because like blocking is just kind of like if you can jump, you can get it. Steal is like you have to time it. You gotta have the patience for it. Like you gotta be smart about it. Block is just like anybody can go get a block. I feel like a steal is different because like you gotta be like deceptive.
That makes sense. But like, do you think you're better than just the numbers too as a defender, or are you just solely based on steals?
No, I think as I've gotten older this past year, my defense is not based on steals because I wasn't.
I mean, that year, were you more than just being steals too? Were you a great defender? Or were you just?
No, well, honestly, like on-ball defense that's not ever been my strength. It's just been always passing lanes and gambling. That's always been my strength. So.
Yeah, you said yourself gambling. So like I saw that you said you either go and get the steal or you give up a shot.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So you think you'll play like that this year?
Nah, because as you get older, you realize that it's not hard. Like playing defense isn't as hard as people make it seem, and you don't have to exert that much energy in order to stay in front of your defender. So like this past year, me being hurt, me playing like injured and all this type of stuff, I was just like, I can stay in front of people hurt. I know I'm gonna be able to do it when I'm healthy again. So that's pretty much what type it was.
I'll just say this: why be defensive player of the year in the CAA when you can be defensive player of the year in the ACC?
Hey, if I can make it happen, man, who made it happen this year? Who was defensive player this year?
I have no idea, but I do know.
Charlie Moore led the league in steals, though.
Charlie Moore
from Miami led the league in steals. He's tough.
Miami.
Crafty.
Don't want to talk about Miami.
Miami put us out.
Yeah, it's tough. That was tough. So before we get to that game in BC, your final year at College of Charleston, you obviously got hurt. You played 4 games, got injured after that. What do you think led to? Was there like something else that led to those injuries? Do you think, or was it just more so before your ACL?
Just gaining weight. Like COVID hit, we didn't have the gym all summer, so I was lazy. Like I wasn't in the gym. I wasn't working out because we didn't have access to it. I was playing like 240, like huge. So yeah, that's pretty much that was resulting in me tearing my ACL.
Was it hard playing 240 as I'll tell you 6'2", I'm assuming 6'3", maybe.
6'2".
6'2". Was it hard playing 240 as a 6'2" guard?
The game before I had 27, so I don't think so. And then the game I got hurt, I had 13 points in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
and you did well against UNC.
Yeah, against UNC too. That was a good game too.
Up.
You had to like cramped up at the end. Yep. I ain't played the last 8 minutes that game too. So it was just like I felt fine, but obviously my body was just not built for it.
Well, I guess my question more so was obviously you put up great numbers, but like, do you think the game will be so much easier now with playing lighter weight?
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Oh my gosh, I can't wait because this year I kind of felt like I felt the improvements in how I was able to move better because obviously I was hurt, but I could still move a lot better than what I could at 240. So like another 4 months go by and it's like September. Like I think I'll probably be like the most athletic I've ever been. I think it's gonna be really, like I think I'll be able to windmill. I've never been able to windmill ever, but I think I'll be able to windmill finally.
At least you can dunk. I haven't dunked the ball before, so we both have our own issues going on. So that Marshall game, you always talk about that Marshall game because you had 27, that was your career high.
Right.
And it's not like I'm saying it's a bad thing. But my question was it hard putting up, or like not hard, but like what was the emotions when you put up 27 points but you still lose the game?
I mean, it was difficult because Marshall was just I don't even know the offense that they ran, the point guard that they had, the wings that they had, like it's just like NBA stuff. Like Dan Tony was their coach and obviously brother of the NBA head coach. So it was just like the system that they ran, they had the perfect guys for it. So I mean, we tried to stop them, but it was just nothing we could do. So obviously we tried everything we could. But yeah, we just wasn't able to come out on top. So it was painful, but at the same time, though, like for me individually speaking, like that was the best game of my college career so far. So I mean, I was like, I had my head high after that game because I was like, man, I finally could do it. So.
Well, the crazy thing is, didn't you play Furman the next game after that?
No, we played Furman before.
Oh, before. So that must have made you feel like a lot.
Clamped me up, bro. From the jump ball, bro. Bro was in my face. Mike Bothwell, bro. I'll never forget his name. Tough. He at Furman now still, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
so tough. But like from the jump, bro, and he had like 27 on us. He locked me up and he had 27. I was like, yeah, that's when I kind of knew I was out of shape. Because I was like, yeah, this is not it, bro. I can't even do nothing with this dude guarding me.
I mean, Furman's a great team. Coach Ritchie over there, he's been doing.
Oh yeah, he's changed the whole program. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I know. I was hoping they'd beat Chattanooga.
The championship game, that was good.
Buzzer beater happened there. That was crazy.
You can't really control that. That's great.
So myself, Peyton Willis, and I don't know any other College Charleston fans out there too. We want to know though. So if you didn't get hurt in your final year at College of Charleston, how well do you think you guys could have been?
We'd have won the conference easy. I'm looking at the team and how familiar I was with the conference, and like there's no way we don't win because like we missed what I brought. We missed that swagger, that cockiness, kind of like that energy, and like you could kind of see that go away when I got hurt, and I felt like that we lacked it. And then a lot of the younger guys like. They felt like they felt like there was their time to step up, but then they didn't get the opportunity. So then it just ended up and them being frustrated. So it's just like, it just wasn't like once I got hurt. And I'm not even saying this all because of me getting hurt, but it was just like, it just affected so many other people.
Well, yeah, and you're supposed to be kind of like one of the stars of the team that year too, because it was your last year.
Exactly.
Crazy. Maybe you need to get your frosted tips back, and then you'll be all right.
Frosted tips. That's funny because that's exactly what they called me at LSU too when we played there.
Frosted tips. I mean. Coach Grant wasn't too pleased with that, was it?
With the hair? Yeah. I mean, he didn't like the hair or the tats at first, but he had to realize it's a different generation. Yeah. It's a different generation, man. The youth is different now.
Were you what were your thoughts when you had to dye it back to like normal color for the pictures?
I was pissed off, but then the next day I got it right back. So I was just like, I'm gonna have damaged hair, but I'm gonna do what I want to do.
So you went blondes, so regular back to blondes. Oh, that's good.
Just for the pictures, but I was like, "Hey man, he's a head guy. I gotta listen to him."
I mean, he changed over time. I remember
he did change over time. That's why he got obviously 3 kids to do that to you, and then obviously you're growing up looking at me thinking I'm cool, and then dang, I want to be like him because a lot of them want to like his kids obviously grew up knowing Jarrell, and Jarrell is like similar to me in terms of not fashion, but just like that kind of outgoing personality and like wear dangly earrings and chains, want to have your hair braided and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that obviously they grew up looking at. So they're gonna obviously want to do that.
Yeah. And going back to saying you would have won the conference. I mean, I believe that for sure. You look at the games that they lost; they were
close games.
They were close. I mean, the Georgia State game that was out of conference. It wasn't close. It was 16 points, but who knows if you were out there.
Right.
And then the Elon game lost by 11, but that was a back-to-back. Like they played
Yeah,
games. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's hard. And then the next 5 losses they had were all from 6 points or less. That's crazy.
A lot of our games are like that. Like it just came down to the wire, and we just couldn't find a way to finish it.
Yeah,
but a lot of that stuff was, but like COVID affected our team so much, and like everybody else can say the same, I'm sure. But like the team chemistry just wasn't there because obviously like you can't even chill in the locker room with the team after the game or after practices. Like they had like 10-minute timers. Like everybody got to get out within 10 minutes, and then you can't eat dinner with them. And so it's just like we obviously had teammates, but we didn't know them as well as we do now. So it makes a hell of a difference.
So you're saying after the game ends, you can't go in the locker room for
like we couldn't shower or anything with COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
You just had to get out.
Had to get out. Could not shower, and then we had a 10-minute timer.
All the food to go, I'm assuming?
All the food to go, yep. All the food to go. Can't sit down to eat with the team. Normally we can sit down and hang with the guys, obviously chill around, joke around in the locker room, but none of that.
That's crazy to hear because, I mean, obviously for a whole school, that's one thing, but for a team, that's different because I feel like, 10, 15 guys, you're all together, like you can just kind of do your own thing. I mean, remember when COVID happened, it was my freshman year here, and like we couldn't eat in the dining hall, we had to get all the food to go, and obviously the mask on.
Yeah, man.
We had to do hybrid classes. There's like 30 people in a class, but 25 are on Zoom because only 5 can go in person.
That's so, man, I think it's so much, bro. But I'm grateful for it. Like going through that made me grateful just to be able to just go to CVS without a mask. Yeah, so now I'll never take it for granted.
It's crazy. So there was a moment when after Coach Charleston, you had your COVID year now, your 6th season, you can transfer to your own thing. Coach Grant also took the job at BC. And you were being recruited, and there was a moment in the TD arena during a shoot around, or I guess not you're shooting.
It was a workout.
And it all kind of clicked for you. Walk me through that.
Yeah, so it was weird. It was a Saturday morning. I had just told Coach Grant like 2 days ago that I was going to like explore my options in the portal. And then like obviously Saturday morning hit. I was supposed to shoot at 11. I ended up waking up early in the morning, and I told our manager or our GA at the time. I was just like, yeah, let's go at 9 instead. So we get there at 9:15. We shoot. It just so happens Coach Grant cleaned out his office at 9:30. So he come down to the court. Talked to me. He was just like, I would go to have you in Boston. I'm just like, yeah, let's go ahead and just do this and just make it official. So that's when I pretty much figured I was like, ain't no point in me leaving this dude. Like, I love him to death. I trust him. And then especially me going through the ACL injury, I needed somebody that had one of my best interests, and I knew that was him.
I mean, also like, what's up with you and rivals? So first it was Clemson, South Carolina, and then South Carolina. Hofstra? You can't go to
Hofstra, man.
You can't go to Hofstra.
I was gonna go to Hofstra. Coach, who was there? Mike Farrelly. Mike Farrelly was there at Hofstra. He was an assistant coach. He cool as hell. So I was just like, if I don't want to go to Boston College, I'm going somewhere up north. So it'll be Hofstra.
But you can't do that. Going from Coach Charleston.
But the thing is, I like storylines. So like everything I'm gonna do is for a storyline.
For a storyline.
Everything is for the storyline. It's for the media. It's for the attention.
So do you think your teammates would have reacted to see Brevin Galloway to Hofstra?
Then nobody care. It's the same way about here. Like my teammates at Boston College didn't care if I was going to Clemson. They know I'm going to have to play them and hopefully beat them. Yeah. So it's just like, but they know who I am as an individual, but they know who I am as a person. So it's just like, if that's really what ruins a relationship, then it really was never real to begin with.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So you went to BC. You played 1 year there.
Yep.
First question I have for you was the ACC harder than you thought it would be, or easier, or just how you thought?
I really can't. I don't have an accurate representation of it because I was never healthy until like the age, really, like I'm still not healthy. So like I really would never even say like that was ever 100% or even somewhat close to it. Throughout the year, like I don't know if you saw that picture on my social media the one day of my knee after the Georgia Tech game. It was swollen. Like I had 15.
I had 15 points at halftime.
And then at halftime, I had to go into the training room, and my knee is like, it's 3 different knots.
Did they have to take like
I had to get
or
it,
something?
yeah, I had to get it, what's it, dang, it's not needled, dang, what's the word? I just forgot the word. But anyways.
You gotta look it up.
Yeah, but anyways, but I got it, anyway, so I don't even know what the word is.
It's not like a syringe.
Yeah, but it is, but it's like, it's when you take it out. Oh, anyways, I got my knee needled and I got it taken out.
You have like 3 degrees, you don't know.
Yeah, no, I just forgot the word. But yeah, so anyways, I got to take it out, then I had to get multiple steroid shots in order for the swelling to go down, because when I had surgery, like the portholes like swollen up. It looked like I had 3 kneecaps.
Yeah.
I'll show you the picture, but like it's really sick. But anyways, so like Georgia Tech game, I had 15 points at halftime, and then I go to halftime, and then my knee is just swollen, like couldn't walk, like barely could move it, couldn't bend it, like crazy. So like I never was healthy all year long, and then like the next game we come to Clemson. And that was all God. Like, I have no idea how I made it through that.
So did you play the rest of the Georgia Tech game? Or
yeah, I played the second half, yeah.
20 points did I win?
3. But I had a good first half, though, so I was happy.
That's all that matters. You put up 15, you trying to
I put up 15 in the first half. I was like 3 in the second half. I was frustrated, but at the same time, I was just like, I just got to get through it, man. Got to get through it.
And you bring up that Clemson game, big game. You know, again, thought that was your last season, so there's more pressure to it, more everything to it. So you go out there, and 10 days removed from you said like coming back from the injury, you go out there and also put on a great show. But first question I have for you I got many questions about this game. The first one being, you look up, scoreboard 34-11.
Bro,
what are you thinking? You're back home and you're down by.
I told the team, I said, we're not losing this game. I said, if y'all lose this game, I might not talk to y'all no more. Especially this bad. Because we was down by 23.
Yeah, that would have been embarrassing.
And and the thing about it is I never was out there because I think I only played like 24 minutes maybe. So like I wasn't out there as much as I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So I was just like, bro, y'all gotta fight, bro. At halftime, I was like, bro, y'all have to win for me, bro. We have to find a way to make this thing work. Because I couldn't lose by that much to Clemson at the crib.
We closed out the first half pretty well. Down by
we finished
9, maybe around there.
We finished it really well. So because we were down 23, 24 points, and then it was just, I looked at that score and I was like, well, it's about to get to 30, and it's gonna get ugly from here.
So obviously family and friends were there, but there was a banquet going on, I believe, for football.
Right.
So obviously.
But you do your research. Really well.
I did do my research. What can I say? But there was a banquet going on, and obviously you have friends on the team besides. Was your brother even at the game, or was he at the banquet too?
He was at the game, yeah. He skipped the banquet.
But everyone else was at the banquet.
Yeah, everyone else was
Mario,
at the banquet. Mario, KJ, Xavier, all them boys at the banquet.
Were you, do you think they would have cheered you on, or kind of root for you?
No, definitely would have cheered me on. I really talked to Rio the most. I talked to Mario the most about playing basketball. So definitely would have cheered me on, though, because them dudes are like, I got a great relationship with them dudes. They're all good people. Also, I know them from Braden, and if you family with Brady, family with me pretty much. So that's how it goes.
So wait, did you mention was KJ one of them or no?
Yeah, KJ. Yep.
Because I was curious, because I remember when we played Duke, I guess he's friends with Wendell Moore, and I was having to go through Instagram, and he was like, "Oh, like, good luck, but hope you lose." So I don't know if that's what they felt like. Good luck, like, have a good game, but you have to lose.
I mean, maybe so. I mean, at the end of the day, they gotta represent their school to the best of their ability. So you can't really just hope I can come in and win like that. So I feel that.
Yeah. So it was funny. So I kid you not. So my roommate and I, we went to the game, and again, I was pressed that we lost. I was so mad. But an answer a question for us, because I kid you not, like 3 days beforehand, we had a debate, and I think it was 21. We were like, what's hard to come back from? Being down 21 in football, 21 in basketball. And we both said, or no, what's easier to come back from? Sorry. So we both said it's easier to come back.
Yeah, like basketball.
See, we said football. I know that's like, whoa, I know, like you're a podcast dude, you said football. But we thought
3 possessions is 9 points, though. You can easily get that back.
I know, but like 3 stops and get the offense rolling.
But that's 1 possession though for football.
I mean, okay, 3.
Oh, you're talking about like
3 series.
3 stops, 3 series. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's 3
it
series.
Is hard, but like,
basketball, you can just get 3 consecutive stops, get 3 threes. It's like, man, it's an 11-point game.
That is true. But I also feel like if you're like, let's say, especially at home or on the road, if you get a stop in football and you score a touchdown, it's only 14. You're like, oh, we're right back in this thing.
That's true. That's true.
But I also can see with basketball. Point is,
I feel like in basketball, it's easier to get that momentum.
That is true. That is true. I mean, you answered the question for us. Clearly, it's easier to come back from being down 23 in
That's
basketball.
funny. That's funny. I think that was one of the biggest comebacks in ACC history, I believe. Like the last 10 or 15 years. So that was the first time we beat Clemson. When was that?
I don't know, but I do know this.
It was like 10 years, I think.
Probably, but I do know this.
It was crazy.
It was Boston College's. That's not funny.
First road win
And like 723 days, like 2 years.
Bro, I got on Twitter. I was seeing all them facts. I'm just like, hold on, bro. We made history tonight.
Did you know that you're going to some situation when you went to BC, like haven't won on the road for 2 years?
Bro, I did not know that about that.
Could
I
have
was
beat
like,
Clemson.
they didn't beat Clemson in the last 8 years. I think it was 8 years. I can't remember the number. It was a crazy number though. And then we ain't won a road game in like 2 years. I was like, dang. But no, I mean, I was happy with it because I was like, wow, we really that was a big night. Like, and looking back at it, I didn't realize how like special it was because like at the time I was just like, yeah, we won the game. But like looking back at it, like that was like probably the best night of my life by far.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, again, full
circle. Bojangles was closed though after the game, so that was kind of upsetting. But
we're gonna take on Bojangles, not that good.
What?
Like the chicken, is fine. But like, I'd rather go to Zaxby's. Zaxby's has mine.
I can't be mad at you. If you just said like Popeyes, I'd be disappointed. Zaxby's is decent.
Dude, Popeyes takes like 3 hours to get the food too. You know what I mean? Time matters.
Time does matter. It's gotta be convenient.
You know what's awful? We're talking about food. Canes. We have Canes on campus.
You hate Canes. Well,
so bad.
You want cane sauce.
Okay. My thing is this. When I go to
place, cane sauce is damn near jack sauce.
Cane sauce is good. The bread is way better. All right. And then the fries are a little soggy sometimes.
Yeah, they are.
My thing is this: when I go to Zach's, I don't think Chick-fil-A. I don't include Chick-fil-A in this debate.
No, you can't.
It's not the same.
They're elite.
They're elite, but I don't think Chick-fil-A is the same food. You know what I mean? I think it's the same, but it's different.
It's different.
You know what I mean?
It's different. Chick-fil-A is just so put together right. I don't even know how to describe it.
They're efficient.
I don't even know how to describe it right.
Shoot like Chick-fil-A. Be efficient with it. Right?
There you go. I like that. That's what I go for.
There you go. But my thing about Canes is I want the chicken to be good, the tenders to be good. The breading falls off right away. And it's just like chicken and breading.
That breading is good though. If you just pick it up and dip it in the sauce.
If I'm gonna chicken, I want to eat
chicken. You want to eat chicken,
I want to eat Zaxby's.
Dip it in the sauce.
Zaxby's sauce is better too. I mean, it's just
Zaxby's is a lot better though than Cane's. I would have to say that.
So going back over to the Clemson BC game, I want to bring back together. Have you had a chance? Did you watch highlights of the game?
I probably watched the game the next day. Me and Makai watched the game the next day.
Okay, because I have the condensed game on the TV. I'll show you guys on the screen somehow. But I want to see I want you to kind of talk me through a couple of these plays.
I'm dead. Yeah, we can never do that.
Through some moments. It's only in the last 3 minutes of the game. 4 minutes, I should say. But there's some key moments. Also, the announcer, crazy man, he loved you.
That's what made the game special. I didn't realize how lit that was after the game.
He sounded like the guy from
That's the Hornets.
Was it really him?
It's him. Yeah, that's what
Eric. That's crazy. I had no idea. Okay, so right here, Nick Honors hit that backdoor.
I was so mad, but that was so smooth.
So were you? Yeah, you were on the court doing this. So.
Yeah, he knew that was nice. Look at him. He knew that.
What were you thinking when you saw that go in? They're up by 6. They kind of get the crowd into it with that. You know what I mean?
I was frustrated. I was just like, man, this is some. Of course, they're gonna make a run in the game, and they're gonna get the crowd involved. Because once you get the crowd involved, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd wasn't packed, but it was pretty good for a Saturday night.
Oh, it was. I mean, the students was lit. I mean, we walked out there with 60 minutes on the clock. The student session was there. I'm like, oh, this might be jumping tonight.
So right here, this play, this
right
shot.
This play right here is the best play of my career right here.
I don't know why you shot it. I know you like to shoot. You call yourself J.R. Not Daniel. You're J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith. I like that.
Because you just pull up.
Yeah.
Why'd you what was going through your mind to pull up from the logo?
I don't like shooting close to the 3-point line because I have to think.
Are you feeling it then? Is that when you're locked in?
I'm feeling it all the time. Like I don't care if I miss 10 in a row, I'm still feeling it. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's the kind of confidence I got.
I know. I heard if you airball 3 times in a row, you're not going to airball the next one.
Exactly. I mean, you might airball the next one, but
probably thinking that.
But I'm not going to let it phase me though.
So then.
Yeah, my mom was going crazy.
Pumped.
Yeah, this was insane.
I was going to ask you about this. So you think,
and it's crazy because TJ missed every single layup like that in the other games, and he made it that night.
One thing is, Alamir almost had a steal.
Yep.
And then got the ball back, and he get tied game now.
Tied game changes the whole thing.
Were you on the court this time, or?
I believe so.
You were, okay. Did you just close out the whole game?
I think I finished the game.
All right.
No, I wasn't in at the end of my last defensive position.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause you don't play defense, right?
Yeah, man, I can't move. I told Coach, I said, hey, I'm not trying to get beat back door and lose it.
Yeah, imagine.
That would be terrible.
So obviously you guys get the basket, tie it up. Everyone's pressed right now.
Right. Good block right here by DeMar Langford.
Yeah.
Good block.
David Collins. I thought David was a phenomenal player, but that was.
He sucks up. This was supposed to be a foul.
Where? There's just a foul right there.
No. That was supposed to be a foul on Hunter Tyson.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because I passed it on purpose because I thought it was gonna call a foul. And you know what that is? That's cash. That's nothing but cash money.
Yeah, that was the moment where I was like, we're about to lose this game. He just hit a three that this guy's on the reel.
What's wild is I don't even understand how I got open. Like looking back at the play, because I remember who was close to me. David Collins. David Collins was guarding me. No, Hunter Tyson was. They went zone. Yeah. I remember looking at their bench and seeing their coaches like pointing in different directions, and I was like, they don't know what the hell going on. So I just popped out to the wing and shot it.
So obviously the crowd or the bench going crazy right there. They're pumped for you. I think there's some more excitement because you're the one that made it.
Right.
Take the lead. That was unreal. I remember I saw that. Like I said, I saw that going, and I was like, "What's happening?" Like my
comeback completed.
I was one of my friends. He's like, that's Brevin Galloway. He's like the brother of Brendan. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, what's up with this? Did you get the two different color shoes on?
Yeah,
I respect that. I'm all for it.
There we go. But say, I thought I could tell the difference.
Yeah, they're tough. But then take the lead, right?
Yep.
So you come down and get fouled, but not you, but Langford, I believe, gets fouled and he goes 1 for 2. So he went 1 for 2. You're like worried, nervous on the bench?
No, because if anything, we're gonna get a stop.
Okay.
That's one thing I never questioned. Oh no, I was actually in the game right here.
Oh,
So I thought
yeah.
he was gonna get a shot off, and I found him.
David Collins gets fouled though.
Yeah, that wasn't a foul.
2 seconds left.
That wasn't a foul.
2 seconds left. Up by 2. Collins goes to the line. We all know what happens here. He misses the first.
And misses the first, and then he had to miss the second on purpose.
And ultimately lost the game. But what was going through your mind when you see David Collins choose that? I mean, he's 57% field.
I was gonna say he missed some earlier in the night, I think.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like,
he didn't make a single free throw. He went, I think, 0 for 5, 0 for 6 this
that game.
For free
I didn't even know that. I thought he made one, but I knew he missed one earlier. And like, if you I feel like if you know you're not good at something, like for me speaking, if I know I'm a terrible free throw shooter and there's a lot of pressure, I just know I'm gonna miss.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know how his mind works, but like that can definitely, because the mental part is a huge part of basketball. Like if you mentally out of it, you're gonna miss already. So honestly, you don't know how that can affect you. But missing 4 or not making one all night and then having to go shoot the 2 to win the game, that's probably a tough position to be in.
Yeah. I was, when he missed that first one, the crowd just went.
Oh, when he missed the first one, I was like, we're gonna do it.
Everyone was just, you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
You screaming. Right?
You could.
I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, that game was crazy. I mean, it's funny to talk about it because now you're at Clemson.
So crazy.
And like I know it's different because you we're at BC at that time, but like team you're on now, you can't be talking bad about the team you're on.
Oh no, man, never, man. It's nothing but love, man. It's nothing but love. But the thing is though, like I talk to all the guys, like all the guys know, like they already know how I feel about them. Like they just know. But at the end of the day, we competitors. Like it was in the heat of the moment. Like of course, people are gonna talk junk whenever we get a big road win. Like it's just basketball.
So you're on the team. You're obviously you're on Clemson now. See the players. Do they ever bring it up to you? Have it ever been spoken about, or is this kind of like not like, oh, you said something bad to me, but just the game, like, oh, I know you hit that buzzer, that was crazy.
No. I mean, we haven't talked about it because a lot of this stuff just been kind of just joking around, goofy stuff. Like I like the guys. We got a good locker room of guys I can just joke around with and be myself with. So really haven't talked about. I mean, I'm sure it'll get brought up eventually once we get like settled in and once I get familiar with everybody. But no, at the moment it's just been funny and stupid stuff.
So before we get to Ace's tourney, there's one more game I want to talk about that you played at BC. Florida State game. only want to talk about the game because you said before the season started, you're like, I don't want to play them. They're tall. They're like 3 7-footers. I remember John Butler because he's from Greenville. I'm from
Right.
Greenville. So we played against him in high school. And tall guy. You know what I mean? So you guys you play them. I don't know if they came. I think they came to BC. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they came to BC. Yep.
And I'll check. You either score 16 or they won by 16 and 14. Like I get confused.
I think I had 14.
You had 14 and you won by 16.
Yeah, they were missing a lot of guys.
That's exactly right.
They were missing a lot of guys. They had like 3 starters out.
Okay.
So like it was a good win for us, but obviously it wasn't like.
But they still have some tall guys out there.
Oh yeah, they still had tall freak athletes. Yeah, I mean they got crazy athletes.
I guess my question was like, did the height once you're out there playing the game was it as intimidating as I'm not gonna say you're intimidated, but like
no, that's definitely intimidating.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's definitely intimidating if you got a guy with long arms guarding you for sure. But no, once I got out there, it was kind of just like I think as I get older, like especially in college basketball, I'm gonna be old. I feel like I'm not like nothing's gonna scare me because I've seen everything. Like I've been guarded by 7-footers, been guarded by everybody. So like I've been guarded by strong people, short people, like whatever it is. I'm not really phased at this point.
Now looking at the ACC tournament though, so you got huge accomplishments. I mean, BC, you guys said you're going back to the history again. It was your first ACC tournament win for BC, and I think since 2010, 2011. That's what I found, which is crazy. Right.
What? We made history like that this year?
I'm pretty sure that's what I found. I mean, also my research wasn't right. It was the first ACC tournament win.
No, they won a game in when they had Kyle Bowman and Jerome Robinson in like 16.
Oh, Jerome,
maybe 16 or 17.
Okay.
Maybe yeah. So it was still 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I got that number confused with the Clemson one. I'm not sure, but because obviously Clemson was a while ago. But anyways, no one thought you were gonna make it all the way to play in Miami, 3 games down. You played Pittsburgh the first game, and then Wake, and then Miami. But what was that whole experience like for you just playing the ACC tournament?
That's really what made me like love basketball again. Because like I went through hell this year in terms of injuries, and I really was never like able to enjoy my experience. And like going to be able to play in the Brooklyn Nets arena and to get that whole experience was insane. And to win 2 games, win 1 game. Well, we were both underdogs in both games, so to win the first game by 20, like easy, it was like a relief because it was like, damn, at least we got 1 game. And then the second game against Wake Forest to kick them out of the tournament was special just because like we just took all their hopes away. So and the crazy thing is we didn't even talk about like doing that. Like it was just like we just gotta win. Like we weren't talking about like trying to get them out the tournament, like trying to make sure they don't make the tournament. It was just like we trying to play our best brand of basketball in this game. So but yeah, I mean that experience was insane. And that's really what made me like love basketball again. And that's why I was so upset when we lost because I was like, dang, I was just starting to like love it again. To have a whole another year to do that again is going to be crazy. So I'm excited.
It was crazy right there. I mean, the Wake game in particular, because Pitt didn't do too hot this year, but the Wake game was really like, well, because no one saw that coming from BC. I mean, again, not even being picked by 20 or 30.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody expected us to win.
But that Wake game, like you kicked them out the tourney because they ended up going to the NIT and obviously the player of the year and Butterboy, Thomas Williams. But what was that game like when you were like you said you fell in love again, but the basketball, but like that game in particular, that must have been crazy, No,
that was a wild game just because of like how nice they are. Like they're an NCAA tournament team and we beat them, which proved that we could play in the tournament. And I feel like that's just what I wanted to kind of like. I felt like in our team last year, like I felt like everybody kind of just overlooked us, but we had dogs and we had guys that could win. So I feel like the 2 games we won in the tournament kind of proved that. And that's why I was like, I'm excited for them this year because obviously like Coach Grant is still my guy and those guys are still my teammates and my brothers forever. So hopefully they can still keep making progress and hopefully still be successful this year. Not against us, of course. We're gonna win, but hopefully they have a good year other than whenever they come to Tiger Town when we go up there.
I like that mentality right there. Last game of the tourney, Miami game. All to say is obviously overtime, buzzer beater, that layup. Painful to see happen.
Painful.
But what's up with you? Okay, because again, you didn't know you had that 7th year coming. But what's up with you and losing, I guess, your last game of your career buzzer because you didn't lose on a buzzer beater in high school.
Yeah.
And then buzzer beater with Miami.
Dang, I didn't think about that. That's smart. I need to put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, Yeah, now that you put it like that, that would be crazy. So hopefully this year we doesn't happen.
Well, I was gonna say, my thing is, you thought that was your last year. Now that you hit the buzzer beater, national championship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I can hit the buzzer beater this time, so then it's different. So we'll see how that plays out though. But no, it's exciting though, because yeah, that's wow. That's an interesting point. I never thought about that.
Was it like
Damn, that's wild. That's crazy.
I gotta do my research for a reason.
You do your research for real.
But is it hard going out in buzzer beaters like that, especially with so much like playoffs?
It's a lot going into it. Because you kind of just feel like everything, especially the way the layup, it was just a wide open layup. Yeah. So it was just like, dang, he didn't have to work for it.
It was almost like what's that word? Where, not candy pick.
Yeah, cherry pick
layup.
Yep. It's just like we lost on the cherry pick layup, dog. That was very unfortunate. But I mean, at the end, in the locker room after the game, we were just like obviously it was emotional. We were upset that we shocked the whole world in terms of what we did against Wake Forest the day before, and then even competing against Miami, taking them down to the final buzzer was impressive as it is. So, I mean, I was happy with how it ended.
Yeah, definitely. I got a couple more questions for you, but one being, Coach Grant, as you said, was your coach for 6 years.
Right.
Now you're coming to Clemson, Coach Burnell. We talked about it. Kind of make the transition a little easier in terms of basketball, but Coach Grant will always be a call away. He'll always be there. But you know him since you're 10 years old. So will it be a little different not being able to just be able to walk into his office or see him every day at practice?
It is a little bit different. But I need it different though. If I'd had to do 7 years with him, I feel like you just get tired of anybody. So
6 years, 7 years. All right, come on, what's the difference?
It's just like the routine and we're so comfortable with each other that it was just like I kind of needed to switch up. But at the same time, it is going to be different, just not having that calm voice, because he was very, very calm and he always had a mature approach, and he's very, very, very methodical in how he just does things. So obviously it's going to be a lot different. Him and Brownell are completely two different people. So, but I need that though. I wanted to have a different experience from my last year, because that way I'm on my toes and not really know what to expect.
Definitely. What do you have an idea of what number you're gonna wear at Clemson?
11.
11.
I'm wearing 11. Yep.
Why'd you wear 51?
51 was just to be stupid. No reason behind it at all. I wore 55 and I was like, I want to wear 55 again, but then I got hurt at 55, so I'm just wearing 51.
So what's College Charleston? You have the frosted tips going. BC decided to wear 51. What are you gonna do at Clemson? What's gonna be like the
probably pink shoes? I don't know.
That's nothing though.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Cool.
Yeah,
I mean, if shoes
cool.
are kind of 5. Pink hair, right?
Nah, I gotta do pink hair. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That's a good question.
You gotta do something.
I gotta do something. You're right, because I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't do something. So that's a great question.
You should wear.
I'm definitely gonna think about it.
Should wear 2 shooter sleeves and
two shooter sleeves in 2 days. All right, we'll do that. We'll go there right there. That's smooth.
Dude.
I can do that for a couple games. That's like Jay Crowder.
Oh.
I dressed like that one game this past year. I dressed like Jay Crowder one game.
Obviously, at Clemson, you want to make it big, have a good year. But like, what are your, I guess, personal goal on the court, team goal, and just enjoying your last year of college? Like, what are your 3 goals for those?
Yes, my personal goal is I want to be an all ACC team, because I feel like I'm more capable of doing that when I'm fully healthy, and especially just how experienced I am in college basketball. I feel like I have that on my side. Team goal, got to make the tournament. That's something like me and Coach Brownell talked about since day one, just like emphasizing just winning and making the tournament. And then just to enjoy it. Last year I got to experience the ACC life, but obviously Boston College is not the same as Clemson. Clemson is just, in terms of just facilities and all that type of stuff, it's just another world. So I got blessed with that opportunity, just because I'll be able to and I'm home. I'm home, got good facilities, I'm in a great place. So I'm definitely gonna live it up and enjoy it. I'm gonna be a little local celebrity around here for 1 year and then do what I decide to do after that. But I'm definitely gonna enjoy it for this year.
Definitely. I mean, talking about facilities, Clemson was pretty sure my friend works for the marketing team, so the largest jumbotron for college basketball or something.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's interesting. That is so nice, man.
Oh, it is.
Little John Coliseum and what they got going on there is beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's opening. First game of the season can't come soon enough for you.
Can't come soon enough, but at the same time, I'm enjoying this downtime because we'll go to France in August, which will be fun. We'll go to France for 10 days, play a couple pro teams over there.
Oh, you're on the team?
Yeah, with the team, yeah. So we'll go over there and do that. But yeah, I mean, this is a good year. I think it's gonna be a great year for Clemson basketball, though.
Yeah, Clemson basketball, Brevin Galloway.
Yes,
Great
sir.
year for both of you. And thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
That wraps up another episode of Game Ball with your host, Matson Montilla. As mentioned, Brevin Galloway, we'll be expecting a lot of stuff from you, man.